I'm Edward Funk, and I've written a book titled Behind the Door, The Real Story of Loretta Young. Loretta was a big movie star of the 30s and 40s, but people of my generation remember her from her 50s television show, and what we really remember is the dramatic and elegant way that she walked through the door. But the real drama really stayed behind that door, and that's what this book is about. What people really want to know is all about the secret baby. And people who already know something about that know that at age 22, Loretta gave birth to a daughter, Judy, who was fathered by a married 34-year-old Clark Gable. The reason I'm just telling this story now is because it's not a story that Judy would like to hear. But Judy passed away in 2011, so I feel it can be told. So, to begin with, what's the big secret about a secret baby? Well, we have to go back 80 years. It's 1935, and Judy would have been considered a bastard, not to be accepted by polite society. But even more to the point, both Loretta and Clark Gable had contracts that said if they caused any kind of scandal, their contracts would be revoked. So now let's go to 1935 in Washington State. Loretta reported to location shooting. With her was a friend, Frances Early, who would be her companion and also shared her bedroom with her. Clark Gable turned on the charm immediately. Loretta wasn't too surprised. She kind of expected that for her leading men. And plus, you'd never find a more willing recipient. Loretta was a world-class flirt all of her life. She could never get enough attention from men. Maybe it's because the father abandoned the family when Loretta was 4, but who knows? It didn't seem to make any difference to Loretta if the man was married or not. And she also had this strange notion that if you didn't sleep together, well, what's the harm? So here's how she described their relationship while they were on location. It was a beautiful fantasy, his liking me liking him, just for those moments. Nothing wrong with having a crush on someone, particularly when he has one on you. You can't help what you feel. We had a lot of fun, and it was for everyone to see. But as the weeks went on, Loretta realized she was really still in love with Spencer Tracy, and she was really relieved with the announcement that they were going back to finish the film at the studio. So on the train trip home is where Loretta's life would be changed irrevocably. This was the first time she didn't have Frances Early to kind of protect her, and Gable arrived at her train compartment uninvited. Here in Loretta's own words is what happened next. I allowed him in as I would any member of the crew. I thought he was just there for a visit. He had other intentions, very persistent intentions. He wasn't rough, but I kept saying no, and he wouldn't take no for an answer. Now, let's jump ahead to 1998. Loretta was 85 years old, and we were watching the news in her Palm Springs home, Loretta and myself. And something came up about date rape, and she said, well, what's that really mean? So to the best of my ability, I explained that. Well, the next day I got a call from Loretta's daughter-in-law, Linda, and she said, wow, she said, I just talked to Mom, and she said, I finally know now that there's a word for what happened with me and Clark. So, now there's much more to the secret baby story, but there's really so much more to Loretta's story, period. Spencer Tracy being the love of her life, the anticipated proposal from Tyrone Power that never came, Loretta being a movie star, loving being a movie star, with enough diva behavior to keep it interesting. But what this book is really about, it's about a strong family of women who knew how to take care of each other. Now, I'm hoping when you finish it, you'll say, well, I want more. So I have two other books, one called Loretta and Me, which is my firsthand observations of walking in that last decade of her life. And the second is called Eavesdropping. Loretta Young talks about her movie years, and it's a transcripts of our conversations of 91 of her 98 movies. So, hope you enjoy it.